All right, I know when it comes to money, money can manifest fast, but when you have behaviors that you've grown up within, like, stuff that you saw in your childhood and
Yeah. Hard not to believe what you've been seeing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that causes you to react a certain type of way. So in that moment when you're about to react to something, does it change just as fast? Like when let's say I want $5,000, I want 10,000, it can happen like that. But in the process of behavior, it doesn't happen that fast. Is it constantly something that you're working on, or can it happen just as fast as like?
Well, here's the thing. You're going to like this. It happens instantaneously, vibrationally. But then you want to say, come on, Abraham, how do I get the money out of the vortex and into the bank? In other words, I'll play your silly game and accept that there is a vibrational reality, but the guy at the bank doesn't want to know about that. He wants the funds to be in my account, Abraham. So how do I turn this vibration into something that's tangible? How does the vibration turn to thoughts? How do the thoughts turn to things? How does it become tangible? Well, you're translating it. You're going to hear this. It's going to make perfect sense to you, and forevermore you will understand exactly the heart of your question. So there is this vibrational currency. Can't spend it yet. You could feel good about it, but you can't spend it yet. If you're looking at the bank account where it isn't yet, and you don't feel good, it's not coming.
Yes.
If you look at the bank account where it isn't, and you notice that it hasn't been there for a long time, and you know a lot of people where it hasn't been there. In fact, as long as you can remember, not enough money has been what you've been hearing. Then it's not coming. Not yet. It's there. The potential is there. But the movement toward the reality has not really begun. Now, once you get in the right vibration, it comes really fast. But as long as you stay not in the right vibration, then it doesn't come. So the timing has nothing to do with anything except your mood about it.
So basically what you're saying, if I keep looking at the money not in the account, even though the money is there, I can have several checks where I've did something and that money's on its way, but I keep focusing. It can get hung up in all type of ways. It got lost
Even
in the
money
mail,
that is supposed to be yours, you keep from coming in your belief that it isn't there.
So
And
that's basically the same thing with a relationship then, or with behaviors.
With everything. With everything. So this business of translating it, that's the part that most people don't realize, because you don't realize that you are turning the intangible to the tangible. You are receiving the clue, the impulse to go there, to do that, to be there, to see that. In other words, we told the story yesterday that Esther woke up thinking about Mark Twain books, and there's one in particular that she adores, and she ordered the whole set so that she could read Recollections of Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc is on her mind. The next day, she is at a restaurant, and she gets an impulse to go over there, and she walks into a place, and the man says, "Can I help you?" And she walks right in, room, and is standing in front of a statue of Joan of Arc. Didn't know she was going to find that. But there it was, because it was active in her vibration, because it mattered to her, and there was no resistance. It was so close to an instant manifestation, it nearly knocked her over. She said to him, "Is that who I think it is?" And he said, "Well, who do you think it is?" Grabbed that and held it to her. Mine, 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 mine is what she wanted to say. Mine, 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 mine. She could not believe how fast the universe yielded that to her. And it's because she didn't wake up and say, "Oh, I don't have a statue of Joan of Arc." How would one even find a statue of Joan of Arc? Are there even any statues of Joan of Arc? I don't believe I have ever seen a statue. When I was growing up, none of us ever had statues of Joan of Arc. My mother didn't have a statue of Joan of Arc. Her mother didn't have a statue of Joan of Arc. None of us have ever had statues of Joan of Arc. But there it was, instantaneously.
I've experienced that, on the financial side, but just on where stuff just boom, boom. Even like I said, I've even had thoughts of when I do something, I'll be like, okay, this person's gonna say these exact same words when I perform this type of project or do this, and it's been said. But just, I guess, the momentum in the other areas of, trying to change my behavior and different things that have happened is probably what I keep focusing on and not focusing on the other part of what actually is, the now.
It's really helpful when you do exactly what you're doing right now. When you start noticing the correlation between what you've been thinking and how you've been feeling and what's manifesting. So when you focus on the things where it really has been working, and you think, well, what were the components? Well, I wasn't worried about it.
Exactly.
I wasn't blameful. I wasn't justifying it. I had this light desire that I wasn't complicating or contradicting with negative thought. And so the ideas just came and it unfolded easily. But the things like money or relationships, or in some cases physical well-being, because they matter so much, you think about them a lot. And because you think about them a lot from a lackful place, those are the sticking points for most. Many people say, why is it that the things I don't care that much about just come easily into my experience? But the things I really care about, it takes a longer time. And we say, because the things you really care about, you think about too much from the point of view of not having. The other day it occurred to Esther, she began a conversation about something unwanted, focusing on something not wanted. And the thought just came into her mind because she wasn't far in. I really want closure on this, which means close your mouth. In other words, stop talking about things from that standpoint that doesn't feel good. And you'd be surprised how, if you don't talk about it, if you've got people that are willing to talk with you about the things you don't want, then you're in trouble. If you've got somebody that will really lend an ear to your complaining, if you want to be a really good friend to others, say, oh, no, I'm not going there with you. Oh, no. And you only have to do that about 100 times and they stop doing it. After a while, they realize you're not going to be the sounding board.